On October 16th, Mr. Schomburg's 8th grade science class launched water-powered rockets to see if the eggs that they would launch would survive their fall back down to the earth.
We'll try to videotape it. If it survives the egg launch,
will we get a prize?
I might.
Every student or student team made their own rocket with a 2-liter bottle and recycled materials. We sent out a reporter to see the launch in person.
Mine is, a 2-liter bottle. Right here is our mechanism for holding the egg. We put bubble wrap in there, and we're going to wrap our egg in bubble wrap to hope it'll not crack. Our parachute system, I've tried many different parachutes, but this seemed to work the best, so I figured I'd try it. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Of course, nothing ever goes right the first time. Luckily, the egg was still intact and we were ready to launch. That was magical.
Shot it, we named it Bravo.
See,
Bravo
Bravo
still
died.
alive.
Did you make it?
Bravo is still perfectly good.
Students 1, breakfast 0.
Rocket, fins, and a parachute of just a rectangle. Nothing really fancy there.
3 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Junior cameraman survived only with slight injuries. Only slightly injured.
All right, let's shake it. If it's not breaking, it's still okay.
That's another survival. And another. And another. It seemed to be a pretty good day. After all, 4 rockets were shot up with an egg inside, and all of them came down in one piece. Well, kind of one piece. We went inside to ask some more questions. So how would each student change their design if they could do it again?
So I'd keep the design, but I'd make a few changes that would improve it so it wouldn't be as terrible this time.
Well, the tissue box broke off ours, so I guess that make it less breakable.
The size of the way that we did our fins, and I would make sure it actually shot up this time if I could do it again.
And then what would I change? Probably just the overall build quality, and also my strings on my parachute got all tangled, so.
One student says that he found the reason for everybody's success.
Well, when we came back up from the thing, I was throwing my parachute thing around and I decided to crack the egg because I was bored. I reached in because it smelled bad and it hard-boiled egg.
It was indeed true.
I was a little angry when I found out that the eggs were hard-boiled because I wanted to see what would happen if they weren't.
So I personally didn't like that he hard-boiled the eggs because that kind of just led us on and thinking that all of our eggs survived and then it just crushed our dreams.
Well, I was pretty mad. I thought we accomplished it without having to cheat or anything, but he didn't let us have the actual non-boiled egg. So if it would have broken, we would have known we failed. I would have rather known that than have cheated.
I felt a bit cheated because all the time I thought it was not hard-boiled. I'm like, yeah, I'm a rocket scientist. But then I found out it was indeed hard-boiled, and that made me a bit unhappy.
I was kind of upset because I thought I accomplished something cool, but I didn't. I cheated.
When I found out the egg was hard-boiled, I was kind of like, I wasn't like really, I don't know, I wasn't really happy or sad about it because I was like really tired, like what, okay. I honestly didn't really care, but then like, there was a side of me that felt like kind of disappointed, like I thought I did something cool, but I didn't.
Alright, When I found out it was hard-boiled, it didn't really bother me, but it did explain why there was a huge gash in my egg.
But Mr. Schomburg, the science teacher, says he had good reasoning behind his decision to make the eggs hard-boiled.
My rationale for the egg being hard-boiled was I didn't want salmonella poisoning or anything like that to be out. So we hard-boiled the eggs so that they didn't make as much of a mess. So that was the reason. And we still had some eggs that cracked. So we still got a pretty good valid experiment.
In the end, what did the students think about the experiment?
Amazing, but sad.
It was really fun.
I think it went overall well, except the parachute didn't deploy, so it kind of was bad at the same time.
It was hard, but fun.
It was fun. Just had a lot of teamwork.
It was pretty intense.
Okay.
This is Ryan Yancey for Special Events.